following areas in New Jersey: Western Passaic, Eastern Passaic, Western Bergen, Western Essex, and Western Union, and the following areas in New York: Orange, Putnam, Rockland, and Northern Westchester. High wind warning remains in effect until 6 p.m. Tuesday. Locations: interior Northeast New Jersey and the lower Hudson Valley. Hazards: damaging winds of long duration. Winds east 30 to 40 miles per hour with gusts 75 to 80 miles per hour. Strongest gusts mainly in the higher elevations. Timing through Tuesday afternoon. Strongest winds are expected tonight. Impacts: a significant threat to life and property exists. Damaging winds are expected. Winds will be capable of downing trees and snapping off large tree branches. Power outages could be widespread and last at least several days. Debris will block some roads. Most poorly anchored mobile homes will be damaged. Other homes may have damage to shingles, siding, gutters, and windows, especially if these items are not properly secured. Loose outdoor items will become airborne, causing additional damage and possible injury. Windows in high-rise buildings can be broken by flying debris. For the following areas in Connecticut: Northern Fairfield, Northern New Haven, Northern Middlesex, and Northern New London. High wind warning remains in effect until 6 p.m. Tuesday. Locations: interior Southern Connecticut. Hazards: damaging winds of long duration. Winds east 30 to 40 miles per hour with gusts up to 75 miles per hour. Timing through Tuesday afternoon. Strongest winds are expected this afternoon and evening. Impacts: a significant threat to life and property exists. Damaging winds are expected. Winds will be capable of downing trees and snapping off large tree branches. Power outages could be widespread and last at least several days. Debris will block some roads. Most poorly anchored mobile homes will be damaged. Other homes may have damage to shingles, siding, gutters, and windows, especially if these items are not properly secured. Loose outdoor items will become airborne, causing additional damage and possible injury. Windows in high-rise buildings can be broken by flying debris. From the state of Connecticut, Governor Malloy has ordered road closures for all limited access highways in the state. All non-essential trucks are prohibited from operating on limited access highways. At 1 p.m. limited access highways will be closed to all non-emergency related vehicles. As winds increase, traveling along Connecticut roads, especially wooded areas like the Merritt Parkway, will be very dangerous. If you are in a non-evacuation area, stay home. Stay home. Stay home. For the following areas in New Jersey: Sussex, Warren, Morris, Hunter, and Somerset, Middlesex, Western Monmouth, and Eastern Monmouth. High wind warning remains in effect until 9 a.m. Tuesday. Winds northeast increasing 40 to 55 miles per hour by 2 p.m. with gusts of 65 to 75 miles per hour inland, but 75 to 85 miles per hour along the coast late this afternoon until Sandy passes this evening. Then a brief period of similarly damaging southerly winds is expected early tonight as Sandy heads west past Philadelphia. This is an extremely dangerous situation. Timing: strongest winds are expected this afternoon and early tonight. Thereafter, wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour early Tuesday morning could still uproot a few trees, but by then the primary damage will have occurred. Impacts: a prolonged period of high winds will increase the potential for structural damage, downed trees, and widespread power outages, especially from about the Interstate 95 corridor eastward to the coast. The combination of the wind, increasingly rain-softened ground, and many trees still with the leaves will result in widespread power outages today and tonight. Many trees could be completely uprooted. Power outages are expected to be of long duration. For the following areas in Connecticut: Southern Fairfield, Southern New Haven, Southern Middlesex, and Southern New London, and the following areas in New Jersey: Hudson, Eastern Essex, and Eastern Union, and the following areas in New York: Southern Westchester, Manhattan, Bronx, Staten Island, Brooklyn, New York Harbor. The destructive waves on top of the storm surge will cause overwashes and significant damage to coastal structures nearest to sea level. The destructive waves on top of the storm surge will cause overwashes and significant damage to coastal structures nearest to sea level. The destructive waves on top of the storm surge will cause overwashes and significant damage to coastal structures nearest to sea level. The destructive waves on top of the storm surge will cause overwashes and significant damage to coastal structures nearest to sea level. The destructive waves on top of the storm surge will cause overwashes and significant damage to coastal structures nearest to sea level. This is especially true for low-lying areas along Ocean Parkway and Dune Road, the Twin Forks of Long Island, Fire Island communities such as Fair Harbor, Ocean Beach, Cherry Grove, Fire Island Pines and Davis Park, and historically vulnerable locations along Long Island Sound. Timing through Tuesday, with the highest storm tide occurring with tonight's high tide cycle. Impacts. A long-duration coastal flood event is expected with potential historic flooding tonight into early Tuesday morning. The storm surge up coastal rivers will result in minor to locally moderate flooding. Probability is high for significant inundation and damage to structures in historically flood-prone spots. Water levels for this evening in tonight's high tide cycle. New York Harbor water levels for this evening. Coastal. Time of. Forecast total. Flood. Location. High tide. Water level. Category. Mean lower low water. The Battery, New York City. 0.8:13 p.m. 0.1012. Major. Bergen Point, New York. 0.8:14 p.m. 0.1213. Major. Western LA Sound water levels for this morning. Coastal. Time of. Forecast total. Flood. Location. High tide. Water level. Category. Mean lower low water. Kings Point, New York. 11:59 a.m. 12.0. Moderate. Laddingtown, New York. 11:58 a.m. 12.6. Moderate. Stamford, Connecticut. 0.11:31 a.m. 12.6. Moderate. Bridgeport, Connecticut. 11:28 a.m. 12.0. Moderate. New Haven, Connecticut. 11:28 a.m. 10.5. Moderate. Eastern LA Sound water levels tonight. Coastal. Time of. Forecast total. Flood. Location. High tide. Water level. Category. Mean lower low water. New London, Connecticut. 9:52 p.m. 9.0. 10.0. Major. Ocean water levels for tonight. Coastal. Time of. Forecast total. Flood. Location. High tide. Water level. Category. Mean lower low water. Montauk Point, New York. 0.9:23 p.m. 0.7/.528.5. Major. Western LA Sound water levels for tonight. Coastal. Time of. Forecast total. Flood. Location. High tide. Water level. Category. Mean lower low water. Kings Point, New York. 12:27 a.m. 5 to 6. Major. Laddingtown, New York. 12:05 a.m. 5 to 6. Major. Stamford, Connecticut. 0.12:01 a.m. 4 to 5. Major. Bridgeport, Connecticut. 11:58 p.m. 4 to 5. Major. New Haven, Connecticut. 11:57 p.m. 3 to 4. Major. South Shore Bay's water levels for this evening. Coastal. Time of. Forecast total. Flood. Location. High tide. Water level. Category. Mean lower low water /GBD. East Rockaway Inlet, New York. 8:14 p.m. 0.12/10.5. Major. Freeport Beach, New York. 0.8:58 p.m. 0.11/10.2. Major. Jamaica Bay, New York. 9 p.m. 12.2 Major. Rockaway Inlet, New York. 8:20 p.m. 11.5/9.5. Major. Point Lookout. 8:01 p.m. 0.11/9.9. Major. Lindenhurst. 0.10:41 p.m. 8.48.6. Major. For the following areas in New Jersey, Middlesex, Western Monmouth and Eastern Monmouth. Coastal flood warning remains in effect until midnight tonight. Location, the coasts of New Jersey and Delaware, the Back Bays, Raritan Bay and Delaware Bay. Coastal flooding, record coastal flooding, is forecast to continue for this evening's high tide. The flood waters are expected to recede only slightly this afternoon before levels begin to rise again. Many roads will remain flooded into tonight. Prior to landfall. Sandy is forecast to weaken after landfall. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 175 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 485 miles. Sustained winds to tropical storm force are occurring from southern New England through Long Island and Long Island Sound and southward along the coasts of New Jersey, Delaware, and eastern Virginia, and including all of the Chesapeake and Delaware bays. Hurricane-force wind gusts have been reported by ham radio operators across portions of extreme southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island. A ham radio operator recently reported a sustained wind of 64 miles per hour, with gusts to 86 miles per hour in westerly Rhode Island, and another ham radio operator reported a wind gust to 76 miles per hour in Barnstable, Massachusetts. The estimated minimum central pressure based on reports from the Hurricane Hunter aircraft is 940 millibars, 27.76 inches. Here is the latest weather map discussion. Extremely windy conditions will continue tonight as Sandy makes landfall over New Jersey. Sustained winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour, with gusts up to 80 miles per hour are possible, especially early tonight. This will cause widespread power outages and down trees. Coastal flooding will also be a major concern, causing significant beach erosion and overwashes. This is a life-threatening situation. Finally, moderate to heavy rainfall will cause flooding across the region. Of particular concern are poor drainage areas, where leaves blowing off trees will clog drains in higher elevation areas such as the lower Hudson Valley in northeast New Jersey, where the rain will be enhanced by the elevation. Heavy rainfall will also exacerbate the coastal flooding. Winds will begin to diminish late tonight and will continue to do so throughout the day Tuesday. They will still be very strong, however, as gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour are possible, especially early Tuesday morning. Steady heavy rain will transition to light rain showers as Sandy heads farther inland. It will then remain unsettled through the day on Wednesday as what remains of Sandy continues to pull away from the region. Here is the forecast. Coastal flood warning in effect until 3 p.m. Tuesday. High wind warning in effect until 6 p.m. Tuesday. Tonight, showers likely. Very windy with lows in the mid-50s. Southeast winds 30 to 40 miles per hour with gusts up to 80 miles per hour, diminishing to 25 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 65 miles per hour after midnight. Chance of rain 70%. Tuesday, showers likely. Windy with highs in the lower 60s. South winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Chance of rain 70%. Tuesday night, showers likely. Breezy with lows in the upper 40s. South winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour, decreasing to 25 miles per hour after midnight. Chance of rain 70%. Wednesday, cloudy with a 50% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 50s. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday night, cloudy with a 20% chance of showers. Lows in the upper 40s. Southwest winds around 10 miles per hour. Gusts up to 20 miles per hour in the evening. Thursday, cloudy with a 30% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 50s.
The coastal waters forecast from Sandy Hook, New Jersey to Fire Island Inlet, New York out 20 nautical miles. Hurricane force wind warning in effect through Tuesday morning. For tonight, southeast winds 35 to 45 knots, gusts up to 70 knots early. Seas 23 to 28 feet, subsiding to 19 to 24 feet after midnight. Showers likely. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles. For Tuesday, south winds 30 to 40 knots, diminishing to 25 to 30 knots in the afternoon. Gusts up to 60 knots. Sea 16 to 21 feet, subsiding to 13 to 18 feet in the afternoon. Showers likely. For Tuesday night, south winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Seas 10 to 15 feet, subsiding to 8 to 11 feet after midnight. Showers likely. And for Wednesday, southwest winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Sea 7 to 10 feet. A chance of showers. The marine forecast for New York Harbor, including Raritan Bay. Hurricane force wind warning in effect through Tuesday morning. For tonight, east winds 30 to 40 knots with gusts up to 70 knots, becoming southeast 25 to 30 knots with gusts up to 60 knots after midnight. Waves 4 to 7 feet. Showers likely. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles. For Tuesday, southeast winds 25 to 30 knots, becoming south 20 to 25 knots in the afternoon. gusts up to 50 knots. Waves 4 to 6 feet, subsiding to 2 to 4 feet in the afternoon. Showers likely. For Tuesday night, south winds 10 to 15 knots, gusts up to 30 knots in the evening. Waves 2 to 3 feet. Showers likely. And for Wednesday, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots. Waves 2 to 3 feet. A chance of showers. The marine forecast for western Long Island Sound. Hurricane force wind warning in effect through Tuesday morning. For tonight, east winds 35 to 40 knots with gusts up to 70 knots, becoming southeast 25 to 30 knots with gusts up to 65 knots late this evening and overnight. Seas 8 to 13 feet, subsiding to 7 to 10 feet after midnight. Showers likely. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles. For Tuesday, south winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 50 knots. Seas 4 to 7 feet, subsiding to 2 to 3 feet in the afternoon. Showers. For Tuesday night, south winds 10 to 15 knots, gusts up to 30 knots in the evening. Seas around 2 feet. Showers likely. And for Wednesday, south winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. A chance of showers. The marine forecast for the Long Island South Shore base. Hurricane force wind warning in effect through Tuesday morning. For tonight, southeast winds 30 to 40 knots, gusts up to 70 knots early. Waves 5 to 8 feet, subsiding to 3 to 5 feet after midnight. Showers likely. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles. For Tuesday, south winds 25 to 30 knots, diminishing to 20 to 25 knots in the afternoon. Gusts up to 55 knots, waves 3 to 5 feet. Showers likely. For Tuesday night, south winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 30 knots, waves 2 to 3 feet. Showers likely. And for Wednesday, south winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 30 knots, waves around 3 feet. A chance of showers. Here's the tide information. At Sandy Hook, high tide is at 8:21 p.m. Monday, 8:37 a.m. Tuesday, and 9:01 p.m. Tuesday. Low tide is at 2:26 a.m. Tuesday and 3:09 p.m. Tuesday. At the Battery, high tide is at 8:53 p.m. Monday and 9:06 a.m. Tuesday. Low tide is at 3 a.m. Tuesday and 3:40 p.m. Tuesday. At Kings Point, high tide is at 12:27 a.m. Tuesday and 12:30 p.m. Tuesday. Low tide is at 6:41 a.m. Tuesday and 7:18 p.m. Tuesday. At Montauk, high tide is at 9:23 p.m. Monday and 9:44 a.m. Tuesday. Low tide is at 3:41 a.m. Tuesday and 4:32 p.m. Tuesday.
Here is the extended forecast. Thursday night, cloudy with a 30% chance of showers. Lows in the mid-40s. Friday, mostly cloudy. Highs in the mid-50s. Friday night, mostly cloudy in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-40s. Saturday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-50s. Saturday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 40s. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-50s. Sunday night, mostly clear. Lows in the lower 40s. Monday, sunny. Highs in the lower 50s. Current conditions. At 9 p.m. in Central Park, it was cloudy. The temperature was 59 degrees, dew point 53, and the relative humidity 80%. The wind was east at 25 miles an hour, gusting to 53. The pressure was 28.73 inches and rising. Elsewhere in the metropolitan area, at Kennedy, rain was falling with a temperature of 60. At LaGuardia Airport, rain and fog were reported with a temperature of 61.
9:20 p.m. and I'm out on a balcony. It's really windy, it's really loud, and it's pretty scary. I can see the water down below. I'm trying to get into a direct path of the current of the wind. I can see down below we've got a bunch of people walking around with flashlights, and it looks like the emergency power lights that were on down they're off. It's pitch black. It looks like there's a Dwayne Reed. It is flooded. You can see inside the glass doors, and it looks like the water just one block down, one block south, might be over a couple, maybe a foot or two. And just over this way, you can see where the water has not yet surpassed. Where those, if you can see those lights down there, those are people. It looks like they're searching. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing, but where they're standing, the floodwaters have not reached yet. Now I can see someone's down there wading through the flood. It looks like from where they're at right now in front of this store, it might be about a foot deep, sloshing about. The flashlights are really helping. We've got strobe lights coming from this building right up here. It smells like burnt rubber right now. If you guys are familiar with someone peels out a car, if you've ever seen someone burn out in front of you and that awful stench fills your lungs, that's what it smells like. I'm holding on very tight up here. So that ambient noise you're hearing, that's the wind, and that's way well above me. I'm out on a balcony right here. We're about on the 7th floor. You can see there's I don't know if you can see those lights down below. It's hard to make out. 9:22 p.m. here in Lower Manhattan. It looks like most of the power is out. In front of our building is almost completely flooded. I can see people straight ahead searching. You see the small lights. If you're just tuning in, you can follow me on Twitter for live updates. My Twitter handle is @Timcast, Timcast. Looks like we've got, might be a fire truck making its way through the flood. You guys can find videos of my coverage of the hurricane in chronological order at timcast.tv. It's my live stream page. I've got a light, but it only goes so far. So my apologies to those who are saying it's too dark. Yes, it is absolutely dark. I'm gonna try and walk down this side. Now it seems like it's weaker at this lower. You could definitely hear it above the buildings, and it is a lot. 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 Now it seems like the wind is weaker at this lower. You could definitely hear it above the buildings, and it is a loud. It is a loud. Now it seems like the wind is weaker at this lower. You could definitely hear it above the buildings, and it is a loud. It is a loud. Now it seems like the wind.
These rainfall amounts will likely cause widespread urban and poor drainage flooding into Tuesday, with flooding of fast-responding streams likely as well. The urban and poor drainage flooding will likely be exacerbated by fallen leaves clogging storm drains and along coastal areas during the times of high tide. The offshore waters forecast for south of New England, from the Great South Channel to Hudson Canyon, including the waters south of Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket Island, out to 1,000 fathoms. Hurricane force southeast winds 50 to 65 knots, becoming southeast to south, and diminishing to 35 to 50 knots, becoming highest west, winds 28 to 43 feet, subsiding to 20 to 28 feet. Rain with visibility occasionally less than 1 nautical mile. anticipated thunderstorms ending. Wednesday, southwest winds 20 to 25 knots. Seas 10 to 14 feet. Wednesday night and Thursday, southwest winds 15 to 25 knots. Seas subsiding to 7 to 11 feet Thursday. Friday, winds becoming northwest 15 to 20 knots. Seas subsiding to 5 to 8 feet. Saturday, northwest winds increasing to 20 to 30 knots. Seas 6 to 9 feet. The offshore waters forecast for Hudson Canyon to Baltimore Canyon, including the waters west of the line from 39.3 north 71.9 west to 37.7 north 72.9 west. Hurricane warning. Tonight, shifting winds 60 to 80 knots diminishing to 50 to 65 knots late. Seas 21 to 35 feet subsiding to 22 to 28 feet. Rain becoming scattered showers with visibility improving. Tuesday, south to southwest winds 45 to 55 knots diminishing to 30 to 40 knots late. Seas subsiding to 14 to 18 feet. Scattered showers. Tuesday night, south to southwest winds 25 to 35 knots. Seas subsiding to 12 to 14 feet. Scattered showers. Wednesday, southwest winds diminishing to 20 to 25 knots. Seas subsiding to 8 to 12 feet. Showers ending. Wednesday night, southwest winds 20 to 25 knots. Seas 6 to 10 feet. Highest east. Thursday, west to southwest winds 15 to 25 knots. Seas subsiding to 5 to 8 feet. Friday, wind shifting to northwest 15 to 25 knots. Seas 6 to 8 feet. Saturday, northwest winds increasing to 20 to 30 knots. Seas 6 to 9 feet. Flood watch remains in effect through Tuesday afternoon. The flood watch continues for portions of Delaware, northeast Maryland, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, including the following areas: Delaware, Delaware Beaches, inland Sussex, Kent and Newcastle, in northeast Maryland, Caroline, Cecil, Kent, Maryland, Queen Anne's and Talbot, in New Jersey, Atlantic, Atlantic Coastal Cape May, Hampton, Cape May, Coastal Atlantic, Coastal Ocean, Cumberland, Eastern Monmouth, Gloucester, Hunterdon, Mercer, Middlesex, Morris, Northwestern Burlington, Ocean, Salem, Somerset, Southeastern Burlington, Sussex, Warren and Western Monmouth, in Pennsylvania, Bucks, Carmen, Chester, Delaware, Lehigh, Monroe, Montgomery, Northampton, in Philadelphia. Through Tuesday afternoon so far, between 3 and 6 inches of rain has fallen over portions of Delaware and central and southern New Jersey, with more heavy rain on the way. Storm total rainfall amounts between 4 and 10 inches of rain can't be expected across most of the region by daybreak Tuesday. The highest amounts are expected from the Philadelphia metropolitan area southward. Rainfall will increase over the Poconos into far northwest New Jersey this afternoon, and storm totals by Tuesday morning should range between 2 and 4 inches. This is an extremely dangerous situation for the Philadelphia, Wilmington metropolitan areas as well as Maryland's eastern shore and the remainder of Delaware. The USGS has issued a landslide alert for portions of the area. The excessive rainfall may trigger landslides on coastal bluffs, moderate to steep slopes and local landslide-prone areas of northeast Maryland, northern Delaware and portions of southeast Pennsylvania. Some landslides may be damaging and or pose a threat to life safety and critical infrastructure, as well as possible road closures.
You are listening to Los Angeles Radio, station KWO35 in New York City. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service Forecast Office located on the grounds of Brookhaven National Laboratory in Upton, New York. Station KWO35 broadcasts on a frequency of 162.55 megahertz.
For the following counties in Connecticut, Fairfield, Middlesex, New Haven, and New London, the National Weather Service in Upton, New York has issued a flood warning for New London County in southern Connecticut, New Haven County in southern Connecticut, Middlesex County in southern Connecticut, Fairfield County in southern Connecticut, until 6:45 a.m. Tuesday at 12:52 p.m. Strong winds and a strong coastal storm surge into the Long Island Sound will cause a strong tidal surge along the southern Connecticut rivers. Areas along these rivers that are impacted by tidal surge will experience minor to moderate flooding tonight into Tuesday morning. A flood warning means flooding is occurring or is imminent. Most flood-related deaths occur in automobiles. Do not attempt to cross water-covered bridges, dips, or low water crossings. try to cross the flowing stream, even a small one, on foot. To escape rising water, move up to higher ground. To report flooding, have the nearest law enforcement agency or later report to the National Weather Service Forecast Office. For the following areas, in Connecticut, southern Fairfield, southern New Haven, southern Middlesex and southern New London, and the following areas, in New York, northwest Suffolk, southwest Suffolk, northeast Suffolk, and southeast Suffolk.
You are listening to Noah's Hazards Radio, station KWO35 in New York City. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service Forecast Office located on the grounds of Brookhaven National Laboratory in Upton, New York. Station KWO35 broadcasts on a frequency of 162.55 MHz. Forecast Office. For the following areas, in Connecticut, southern Fairfield, southern New Haven, southern Middlesex and southern New London, and the following areas, in New York, northwest Suffolk, southwest Suffolk, northeast Suffolk and southeast Suffolk. High wind warning remains in effect until 6 p.m. Tuesday. Locations, coastal Connecticut and central and eastern Long Island. Hazards, damaging winds of long duration. Winds